Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Let Me Just Say This. I hope you guys are doing well. I have missed you guys so much. I really hope that 2025 has been treating you guys well. You know, I've been away for a little minute because life was beating my ass. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. In December and January, life was beating my ass, and so many blessings, yes, but I wasn't in the right mental space to come to you guys, but I am back now. So if you are new here, hello, welcome to the vibe, welcome to the tribe. Go ahead and subscribe, baby. Subscribe, follow, all that. You are going to love it here, okay? I promise. Additionally, happy Black History Month, baby. Happy Black History Month, because we're what?
Black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Yeah, happy Black History Month to all of my Black people out there, the whole diaspora, but very specifically to Black Americans. This is a very, very, very interesting time for us right now, and I know that it's easy to feel like we're under attack, and that's truly because we are, babe. We are, and we're gonna talk about that today because I do have some thoughts to get off, and I had a format for this episode, right? How I wanted to start this first episode was not talking about DEI, was not talking about politics. That's not how I expected this to go, babe. I wanted to do just like a little check-in and, you know, managing mental health and how we're gonna get through the year and X, Y, and Z, but I feel like there are greater things at stake right now, if I'm gonna be honest with you. And of course, it's always gonna be the same vibes, but I have to keep it real and I have to keep it candid with y'all that January has been, babe, it was a terrible time. January has been a terrible time, particularly in the world of politics, particularly in the world of Donald Trump as president again. And it was just all fun and games after the election because it was like, la, 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 you know, whatever. And then the man gets inaugurated and starts breaking every fucking thing. And starts hiring on all the people that we tried to warn about, but here we are. And it's crazy because I actually put up a video when TikTok got banned. When was that? That was January 19th or January. Yeah, I think it was January 19th. TikTok got banned, okay? And I put a video on my Instagram that was like, when Donald Trump brings TikTok back, and he will bring TikTok back, and he will subsequently take credit for it. When that happens, I want you to remember and do not forget that everyone he's bringing with him is actively moving and working against our best interest, not only as Americans, but as people, as human beings, babe, actively working against our best interest. And that's everybody. It doesn't matter what you look like. Okay, because what's bad for the whole and total for society, okay, is bad for you. It doesn't matter if you think that it doesn't concern you. Listen, in the great words of Dr. Martin Luther King, baby, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So you have to concern yourself. You have to concern yourself, even when you think it doesn't impact you. And I got a lot of comments from the MAGites, which at this point, MAGA is a cult. MAGA is a cult, babe. It's a cult following, and it's very dangerous. And listen, 99% of them are idiots, baby. Low IQ scores, uninformed people, uninformed voters, okay? But that's neither here nor there. The MAGites were in my comments talking about, it's not against my best interest. Not me. Yes, you. Yes, you, white woman who voted against your best interest, not only as a woman, but as a white woman, because you were benefiting from DEI. Yes, you. Yes, you. Yes, you, white man, because you think that you are superior than you actually are. You understand that, oh, as a white man, I automatically am going to be benefiting from Donald Trump. No, you're not, babe, because you're not in the right tax bracket. Yeah. Oh. These are the things that I think people weren't thinking about. And it's unfortunate because now we're in the find out stage of fuck around. And it really sucks. It really, really sucks. But I want to remind everybody in Black History Month, right? We're in Black History Month. I don't care what they said they were not going to recognize. This is Black History Month. It's been Black History Month every year since the day I was born and before me. Okay, it's been Black History Month. And we don't need recognition. We're going to celebrate. We're going to teach our kids the history. We're going to educate and we're going to be proud that we are Black every day. Okay? But I digress. I just want to remind us that even though right now things seem very difficult, there's some difficult things that are taking place. Specifically for Black people, I want us to remember that we are beyond resilient. If you think about everything we have been through as a people, Black Americans alone, everything we've been through as a people and how we still manage to overcome. And not just that, we overcome and excel. We overcome and overperform, baby. We overachieve, honey. There is nothing anybody can do to stop us because we're not the type to just roll over and take whatever they want to give us. We're not the type to just be like, oh, okay, well, this is it, I guess. No. And we're not the type, it's not in our stock, it's not in our blood for us to face injustice and turn around and run the other way. We're not doing that. So right now feels difficult. Things feel very bad, and there is a looming feeling of dread and maybe even some fear mongering going on. But the reality is that if our ancestors and our grandparents can push through what they've been through, we can push through this too. You have to be prepared though. You have to be ready and you have to be willing. And I think there are a lot of distractions out right now that are keeping us from where we need to be. But my mindset is, I'm not going to be one of those people that is just like, okay, well, it's time to leave America. I guess I'll just go somewhere else. No, because this is mine. This is mine. I'm a Black woman and I'm a veteran. I was born here. I'm an American citizen. This is mine. If you think that I'm going to let a bunch of bigots and racists and oligarchs push me out of what I earned, of what's my rights, please, you got to be fucking dumb. There's no way. There's no way. Now, with that being said, when it comes to DEI, girl, I have so many thoughts on DEI, on ICE, on everything that has been done thus far, that has been done really to shake up the system. A lot of these decisions are not being made just from the fruition of Donald Trump's mind. I need y'all to understand that the people that he's brought with his ass, these are the promises he's made in order to get him where he is. These are the concessions for wealth and power. It's like, okay, when I get there, the first thing I'm going to do is disenfranchise these people because that's what so-and-so wants me to do. When I get there, the first thing I'm going to do is put this person and that person, this person in play. All these people, these writers and these doctors of this big ass document that is really very much so a real thing, very much so a real plan. These are people that he's brought with him making these decisions. So don't just look at the president. You have to look at them all across the board. You have to be well informed of who these people are and what their plans are so that we as a body, as a people, as a society can prevent things from happening. Because for a long time, we'd be sleep on it. We'd be like, oh, couldn't happen here, can't happen in America, and look at us. It's an oligarchy, babe. It's an oligarchy. Soon enough, your grandmother will not have health care, and they will not care, okay? They will not care. ICE is actively going into schools and snatching up people's children. Do you not care? Do you not care? Come on. Come on. At some point, I feel like, and people may call this fear mongering, but at some point, a bubble will burst. A bubble will burst, and people will understand and they'll look up and they'll realize, damn, this is a dictatorship. They'll look up and they'll realize, damn, all the rights that our ancestors fought for, gone. Gone. They're doing their best to dismantle anything and everything that goes against, in whatever way, being a white cisgendered male. I don't know what it is about white men. Like, some of these white men really want to be oppressed so bad. I don't understand it. But here's the thing. I saw a quote recently that said, equity looks a lot like oppression when you're coming from a place of privilege. And that's what this is giving. That's why they dissolved DEI, babe. That's why. Because anything that challenges the position of a cisgendered white male is a threat. Which inherently, when we think about society as a whole, it is not a threat. Actually, if anything, it's to the betterment of us all. But you're too bigoted, you're too racist, you're too self-centered to see that you disenfranchising a slew and a plethora of people is not going to be at your benefit in the end. It never has been. A lot of innovations have been made by diversity, by inclusion, by equity. It's a damn shame. And for me personally, I really take the dissolution of DEI very personally because it impacts me in my career, in my job. It impacts me. And I think I don't want to be that type of person that hopes that these people feel it. Because when Donald Trump first got elected, I thought to myself, well, I hope they really feel the worst of it. And I think to myself, no, I don't want anyone to feel the worst of anything. I want us to come together and do our best to prevent atrocities from taking place as a community, as a society. That is our responsibility. Do our best to create a world that is more accepting. That's what we're here for. When we talk about creating God's kingdom on earth like it is in heaven, this is not what it is. Hatred and bigotry, xenophobia, transphobia, homophobia, sexism. Yeah, you Christian nationalists, you're part of this issue as well. You are part of the problem, babes. I hate to break it to you. You are not creating God's kingdom on earth. In doing what you're doing the exact opposite. The exact opposite. Girl, I don't know. I feel like Cat Williams. I feel like honestly, this episode is just for me to tell the people how I feel. Because how do we allow these things to happen? And it may not seem like it's that much, but it all starts with a little grain, right? A little grain. And then it takes that to just grow. The Gagas, they've been chipping away at the Civil Rights Act for years. The gag is, that's why they got rid of affirmative action. Too many people are conflating DEI with anything Black, conflating DEI with anything that aids a Black person, conflating DEI with meaning you didn't earn this. You didn't earn this. I'll be damned if I go to work and someone tells me, oh, you were just hired for DEI and not necessarily based on your qualifications. Honestly, fuck you. Realistically, fuck you. And it's always someone mediocre. Why do mediocre ass people believe in themselves so much? Please, I have done more with my life than half of these mediocre ass MAGA men and women and children too. And let me just say this, if you are raising your children to be a part of MAGA, you are raising your children to be in a cult. And you're raising the next generation of idiots, stupid people, misinformed people, bigots. You're raising the next generation of them. I saw a teenager with a shirt on the other day that said Trump won, get over it. The boy couldn't have been more than 14 years old. This is who your kid is going to be? A damn mess, and I bet his parents are proud. Proud. You're not curating a future for your children to be successful. You're not curating a future for your children to live in harmony with other people. If anything, you're fostering and fueling the next generation of people who will end up living through a next revolution. And that fucking sucks, actually. I have to go to work tonight, but I really just wanted to get on here really quick and do my little rant and my ramble. But more so, as a reminder to us all that people can only get away with what you allow. So as a people, if we are allowing for these things, if we're sleeping on these issues, they will continue to get away with them. Now is the time to start working. Now is the time to start thinking. Now is the time to start planning. Okay? Now is this time. Now is the time to start educating yourself on how you should vote next. Now is the time. You cannot wait. Don't get distracted by all this shit on TikTok. I know it is fun. I know it is fun. Social media is a great distraction, but babe, wake up and walk outside and look around you. And look around you and cherish the environment that you have right now. Because if you do not, it could be gone just like that. Think about that. All of this is just frustrating as hell. Frustrating. Part of the reason why I couldn't start the podcast in January is because I was just, oh my God. I had no words to share. I just felt disappointment and anger and resentment. I don't want to live like that, right? So I'm trying my best to find the beauty in what I can right now. But it's very difficult. It's very difficult. I'm not going to lie. Of course, life goes on, but I want to ensure that the life in the future that I'm curating is going to be a good one. And we can't separate what's going on in our country from our day-to-day because it's starting to impact us in tangible ways, in visual ways. I think before it was more laissez-faire. Before it was more in the background, in the shadows. Now it's tangible. You can see it. You can touch it. It's there. It's right here, right in front of you. And things that you may not think were possible may come to fruition. And I hope that we can do our best as a society to prevent that. You know, this reminds me, when I was a senior in high school, I went to a small high school in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And, well, it wasn't small. It was a diverse high school, I would say. And my senior year, they did not want to do a Black History Month assembly. And I remember how absurd it sounded to me. Like, what do you mean we're not doing a Black History Month assembly? Like, we have to. Why wouldn't we? We always have. They said it was a waste of resources, a waste of time. My principal said, you know, what's the point? Why do we have to do this? So that people know that we're worth celebrating. Specifically, Black children need to know their history. They need to know that they are their ancestors' wildest dreams because really and truly they're living in a world that's telling them otherwise all the time. All the time. We ended up putting on the assembly ourselves as students. I was the director. Very proud of myself in that moment. We are often disillusioned into believing that the past is further away than it is. Disillusioned into believing that things have changed far more than they actually have. Maybe the cover of the book has changed, but the bones are the same. The bones are the same. That's why we need things like DEI. That's why we needed affirmative action. That's why we need the Civil Rights Act, and we cannot allow them to dismantle these things. We cannot allow them to take away things like birthright citizenship. We cannot allow them to snatch children out of schools and put them in Guantanamo Bay. Because all it takes is one time, one atrocity, and then the next comes, and then the next comes, and then the next comes. You embolden someone one time, and that's all that they need. They get one opportunity to take from you. One. Whoever is listening to this or watching this, I hope that you think about the future that you want for your family. And I hope that includes the good of people who don't look like you, who aren't in the same situations as you, but people as a whole. The good for us all. I wanted to talk a little bit more about DEI, but I don't have as much time. But I would like to end with something good. Something great, actually. because it is Black History Month. A beautiful time for us. And I would like to say that we really have shown out in the past year. The Grammys was yesterday. And let me just say this. Beyonce won Best Country Album, okay? Okay. Doechii won Best Artist. What was it? Best Artist? Or Best Rap Album? When I tell you, it is so good to see Black people prosper. It's so good to see us like thrive and happiness. Let Black History Month be a show of happiness. Let it be a show of thriving. Let it be a show of, yo, they're trying to beat us down, but they don't understand that we're solid as a rock. Solid as a rock. Shout out to Beyonce. I love Beyonce. She makes me so proud. She makes me so proud. My God, the greatest artist alive is a Black woman. Let's freaking go. Speaking of let's go, I need to go to work. And I know this was a rant and a ramble, and I don't know if I made too much sense, but I hope for whoever's listening to this, or for whoever's watching this, that it made some sense to you and it resonated with you and you feel empowered to empower. And with that, my mic died. So God bless everyone. I will see you guys in the next episode, which will be much lighter because we are talking all about love. And I am giving you an update on my love life because, baby, it's been an interesting time. Spoiler alert, still single. Until next time, I'll get with you in the next one.